Ridiculous.
Is it live?
Yep.
I threw pretzels at.
Yep. Chilling. Chilling at the temple. 10 p.m. Eating pretzels.
It is 10 p.m.
We're working on things. We stay here late. So, if anybody was watching the Instagram earlier, Islam, peace. Happy New Year to you too. If anybody was watching the Instagram earlier, we started to give a tour of the rest of the temple that is not typically seen on Saturday. But there was a few interruptions. Jamal did an online interview. Where's that up? On Facebook?
It's on Facebook.
Posted on Facebook, and then he took a couple calls from some Moors. I'm looking for help, so we are back to
Back at it.
basically talk about our journey and maybe inspire some people to start something themselves.
Never quit.
Yeah, and don't quit. When time gets hard, keep going.
Yeah.
So, do you want to talk about where we started?
The recap? How I started?
From the bottom.
Yeah. How I had to stop supporting other people's dreams.
So yeah, that was the last thing we talked about on Instagram.
Support mine.
Was we talked about you making an investment in yourself and writing a book and then producing
$3,000 worth of investment.
Yeah. Putting a couple $1,000 into a bunch of books.
And then
Not knowing how you were gonna sell them, but just
not even my books that I'm gonna sell. Books so I can learn this.
Mm-hmm.
Like not even that's not even a quarter of my library.
What would you say? Yeah. That's nowhere near
All of my books.
No. That's just a little something to get by in the office.
Yeah, I spent a lot of money on books, knowing that my brain was the most important thing. Because if I don't have any skills or any tools, then I'm useless to society. So then I can't offer a service. So then I can't get paid unless I'm working for someone doing what that person wants me to do.
What you're talking about is investing in your own personal skills so that you can leverage your skills for more opportunities.
So you can be a secured party creditor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So the more skills you build,
the more secure you are.
Yeah, literally, knowledge and experience are two things that people can't take from you.
Yep.
And walking into whether you want to start a business of your own or work for someone else, that's going to give you leverage to ask for a wage that you might want or to create something for yourself. Create a vision for yourself and follow through with it.
Exactly. That's why I always tell more, don't listen to people who have no experience. Because then they're just saying theories. Literally just theories. They haven't actually tried it. It's just theory. Like in theory, I can build a skyscraper.
Yeah.
And I can tell people how to build a skyscraper.
What did you do to work in that?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna do a little interview. So after
you interview me, okay.
So after you printed all these books, what was your plan to sell them? Like what was your thoughts? You wrote a book, you were passionate about the knowledge and giving it to people. What was the next step?
My plan was to write the book and then sell the book.
How?
I didn't have that figured out. So I literally just made the YouTube Jamal's Flicks. Actually, Jamal's Flicks was supposed to be, I was doing photography before I started teaching. I was traveling with some local rappers, and we would do 420 parties and just parties, and I just take footage and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
and I did a few weddings.
Mm-hmm.
So like if people are looking for me online and they see Jamal Swick's Instagram, they'll see pictures of like wedding stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I was doing. I did my uncle's 50th birthday party. I did photos for that.
Mm-hmm.
Then I did one of my other uncle's weddings. So I was doing photography. So that's Jamal Swick. So then I literally printed 100 copies of my book. No one knew who I was. You know, like no credibility at all.
Yeah.
Just you have a book.
It was literally like a couple guys the next street over. I remember, like local friends,
Mm-hmm.
and you're trying to teach them, and they were like,
"Yeah,
students."
I gave them law books.
Mm-hmm.
I gave them books. I gave it to them. Like
Mm-hmm.
I need more people around me to help me teach people so we get this ish rolling because we're just sitting here doing nothing
Mm-hmm.
with our time, with our lives. And then I see like they would treat the books like shit, like put it under tables and pile like those BS magazines and newspapers you get in the mail.
Yeah,
just that all over. I'm like, yo.
Not knowing the value of what you.
Yeah, they didn't know the value of what I was doing. So I printed 100 books, which cost a decent amount of a pretty penny.
Yeah.
And then I just started doing those videos in my mom's basement in a suit.
You know what was funny? At first, you had I don't remember which one came first.
Oh,
but
God.
I think you gave me a class. You gave me one class literally in your mom's basement. Like,
really?
Yeah.
I remember talking to you at your brother's baby shower.
You talked to me
when I had the Morse place on.
Yep.
And I was doing photography for his
baby shower.
Yeah.
I have the photos.
Yeah.
And then after that, after you spoke to me a little bit, you said, "Yo, cuz, come over. I'll give you a class and blah 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 blah." So before me being a studious person, before I went over, I just Googled Morse and fell into Taj's videos.
Mm-hmm.
So I watched a couple of Taj's videos, and then I came to you like it was within a week, right?
Yeah.
I came to you pretty quick, and I was like, I don't know what my cousin's talking about. Let me give him the time of day. So I sat and did listen to your class, caught on really quick because I did the
because you're fucking intelligent.
Prep. No,
you're just intelligent.
I also did study prep.
Yeah, but you're also just intelligent.
So then after that, I was like, that's dope. So and then you told me, I got all these books, boxes of books, and I was like, Jamal, how are you gonna say that? And you're like, I don't know. Still. I remember walking away.
Foolproof.
I remember walking away. I was like, this fool is freaking crazy. I was proud of you. You wrote a book, but I was like,
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
When did you see this is real? Like when did you realize that?
Real in the sense of what?
Like the ish that I was saying was real.
I knew it was real when you gave me the class. I knew it meant something to you when you gave me the class. And then I was just like, okay, well, I looked into it a little bit more. Honestly, 100%. And I bet you there's plenty of people out there. Same thing. From day one, as soon as I learned about the Morse, I have not stopped looking up something every single day. I have not stopped looking up information or doing something Morse every single day.
Mm-hmm.
Every single day. Even times when we said, well, I'm going to take a break. I study too much. I'm tired of this. I still couldn't take a break.
Mm-hmm.
I still can't. But the thing that really, really caught me was before you did the YouTube videos, you did Instagram. You were doing Instagram videos. And I was at work and it popped up on my Instagram. And those little shorts that you were doing, I was like, oh my God, that's when I got the idea. Like,
yeah, it was on Snapchat.
Yeah, Snapchat. We need to link up and
Yeah, I was at that time. Literally, no one would listen.
Mm-hmm.
No one would listen to what I like. They would listen.
Yeah.
But they would hear what I'm saying, but they wouldn't listen.
Yeah.
It was just like yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like because our people recognize that we're in something, but they don't want to know all of that, all of the intricacies, because then they have to do something. No, it's not too much. They have to do something. They'd rather be whatever it is that they're trying to be.
Yeah.
So I would just run, like, just in my mind thinking of how can I say this. So I'd just make stuff up and do whatever I thought was funny, and that's kind of what happened.
Those videos were hilarious. My staff were watching them. I was watching them. That was like the spread. I was just giving it to everybody because they were just so funny. Like you were.
They don't want us to know this.
They don't want us to know these.
Yeah, for real.
Those were like. And then
I got super serious.
I seen a couple of videos he did for the case that you started.
Yeah.
And the result of it, and I was like, all right, well, if he's gonna sell these books, let me pitch in.
Yeah.
And then after that, we were meeting. Where was the first rise? Where did we sign the contract?
In my mother's basement.
No.
No, it was on your car.
Yep. It was,
yeah, I printed it in my mother's basement.
Yep.
Signed it on top of your car.
You ran out the house, middle of the night.
Yep.
I don't think it was raining.
I'm pretty sure I only had shorts on.
Yeah.
And no shoes.
No
shirt.
Ran outside, jumped in the car, and they were like, "Are you serious
about
starting this company?" And literally, the planning before, like the actual planning of the company, literally, I drove to your house the night before, and I was like, "Yo," we were studying and talking for a bit, and I was like, "We should start a business, a family business, with the goal of spreading all this information." And do you remember the original name?
Return of the Moors.
No, that was yours.
No, that was yours.
No.
It was. You kept saying you was talking to your brother about it.
I don't even know if we should put this up yet because I still like the name.
No, don't. All
right. Well, it's so we had three names. We ended up going with Rise and Moors. That was the compromise between the two of us. You know, because the one that I had, the original one is just savage. And then we signed a contract right then and there. Yep. And we were like, we don't know all the answers. We don't know all the things we need, but we know we're going to keep working on it.
We started off with shirts.
Yep. So then literally within a week, we made shirts. He was like, my uncle was more, and he can make the shirts. So he made the shirts. We were like super duper business, right? We were like, we are reading on the shirt.
Yeah.
That's taking ourselves serious.
That's what it is.
Yeah. So we made the shirts, and then a couple months went by. We were selling everything on
via email.
We were selling everything
God.
Via email address.
Don't do it.
Yeah. Highly recommend it.
If you're gonna do business, never do it. Never sell anything via email or DMs. Never, ever.
No.
Never, ever, ever.
It's
ever.
a mess.
Never.
A mess. People hit you back with 3 different emails and expect you to know who they are. And
remember the last conversation, that instead of saying replies to that conversation, they start a whole new one.
Yeah.
So you gotta scroll which order number was it?
Yeah. It's insane. So we started doing that and selling it out the trunk of my car. Literally.
You were selling the t-shirts, I was selling the books. Because I was checking the emails, I was going to the post office literally every day. Once Cujo shared our videos on YouTube, then stuff started selling. The book started selling.
Yeah, that was a blessing.
You basically put us on.
Yeah, co-sign.
Yeah.
And then after that, I decided that I would take over all the shipping. I literally, in between lunch break.
Hold on, but in between that, we would go to actually we didn't go anywhere. You would send me stuff, whether it was to read or some video to watch.
Yeah, we were I started information.
I'm not done. I was very happy when you would say, "Oh, I read this, something about the UCCs doesn't mean this, this, and this." I was like, "Yo, exactly, that's exactly what it is." And then you would ask me questions like, "Why would anyone authenticate the birth certificate?" I'm like, "Yo, I don't have to say nothing. You already get it." That's something that inspired me. I didn't have to hold your hand the entire time. You just use common sense.
Yeah.
To me, you're a genius.
It was crazy because that was the thing that I found. The more the more I shared my journey of learning with you,
Mhm.
the more excited you got, and we start pumping out projects.
Yeah.
So I'm like, this is good. Like I was like in my head, I was like, if I could get enough projects out of you, I'll start the site because I asked you about the site and you were like, no, we don't need it. So I was like, okay, I gotta wait.
You want to know why? So this is how like about to get like business secrets out here. This is how I see things.
Mm-hmm.
Business is literally energy.
Mm-hmm.
At that time, I knew we didn't have the energy of the people.
Mm-hmm.
So it would have, to me, it wouldn't have made sense.
Yeah.
Because we didn't even solidify ourselves with the people. We didn't build our credit with the people yet.
Uh-huh.
So to me, at that time, although I know we could have had a website,
honestly,
but there was no one knew who the hell I was.
Honestly,
who's gonna go to this random guy's website and buy his stuff?
That's where like that was the point where I was like, it was kind of self-doubt, which also, that plays into a part of really investing in yourself and believing in yourself. Because I knew the day we were sitting in the car, I was like, this motherfucker wrote a book. I knew the day we were sitting in the car and signed the contract that it was gonna be big. And I told you that. I was like, this is gonna be big. And I still think it's gonna be bigger. I don't even think we even touched a fraction of how big this could get.
Mm-hmm.
Because we have good intentions. Like I really don't. I really see this going a long way. And I was like, if we keep working towards that and have that goal in mind and how we can improve and keep adjusting what we need to adjust, it's gonna get there.
Yeah.
And like this is absolutely the result of it, because we literally for months were going from library to library, setting up appointments at libraries, public spaces. You gave a class in what? A coffee shop, a Dunkin' Donuts or something? Who did you meet? It was in Florida or?
Oh yeah, Dunkin' Donuts in Florida.
Yeah. Like you did a video in Dunkin' Donuts. like that's insane.
And then remember that closet in the library? That was the storage closet.
I know. We
had a class
literally.
And then the next room over, they were doing citizenship classes in the United States.
Mm-hmm. I remember this, and the people kept coming in. That's
when Michael and Kia first pulled up.
Yep.
I was like, who the hell? What?
Yep. Yeah.
What are you doing?
That's actually on video.
Yeah.
It's
because at that time I was like, I don't know who's walking in. I don't know who's who. I don't know anything. I just know I'm trying to get this information out.
That was one of the scariest things to strangers. Like, we're here. I was.
But to me, I was like, I still have this thing in me. Like, I'm good everywhere I go.
Yeah.
Because I'm literally not robbing people.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not. I just feel like as long as I'm not screwing people over, what do I have to worry about?
Yeah.
Hearsay? People just saying stuff?
Yeah.
Okay.
And we've had those experiences too.
Oh, remember when we first started, we was like, there's going to be another group of Moors that are going to come out of nowhere and say they're the legitimate Moorish Temple of America. That's exactly what happened.
Yeah. But we started bouncing from library to library, trying to make it work, putting the information that class is going on publicly, pumping out videos week after week, months into months, like nobody's showing up.
Mm-hmm.
And we're just like, at least somebody's gonna watch.
And then Jen pulled up.
Views.
Jen was the first one, right?
Yeah, Jen.
And then Lauren.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Michael and Kia.
Yep.
I remember, and after that, it was kind of like a floodgate.
And then we were seeing Grecia.
Mm-hmm.
Then.
And she brought her husband.
Yep. And then Leonidas and his crew came.
And then her husband brought his friends.
That was after Leonidas came through, though. And then.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And then there was that couple, Jasmine and
Basil, from Boston.
Yeah. So many people. And then it just started becoming like
bigger.
Really, like not connections, but just online viewers just stopping in from different cities.
Yeah. From Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
I think he took a bus, right?
Yeah,
3
like
buses.
this is how it was a show.
Homegirl from New Jersey came back to back, and then she came a few more times. She was here 2 weeks ago.
And then she brought a couple more people.
Then she brought 7 people.
Yeah, somebody came from New York, brought a group.
Yep, and then she brought 7 other people. So just 2 different from New Jersey and New York, 7 people both times.
Yep.
And then
you signed nationality papers in a pizza spot.
Yeah, at the Turk.
Like,
at the Turk. They flew out that day, so I could sign their papers, and then they flew home the same day.
Yeah.
Savage.
It was a show.
The whole family. It was him, his wife, and his 2 daughters. Or I think it was 1 daughter. I still have the picture in my phone.
But the point is, through all this, we just kept going. We kept going. Even the times when we were like, we would do a class on Saturday, edit all night, and then because at the time we weren't live streaming.
Yeah, yep. We were
doing edit all night.
That's what the fire intros.
Yeah.
Intros and
then we were like, we gotta put a closer. And then what else? Then we would sit in the car all night and manifest. Basically, like we will literally just talk and chat about what we want out of this and what we want it to be and the community that we want. And it really seemed like it wasn't gonna happen for so long. So long.
And then talking about that too, I had to like really sit back and realize like these human beings that are showing up, they're showing up.
Yeah.
That is the community.
Yep.
Now build on that. Because for a while I just stuck on we need a community, we need a community, we need a community. Then I had to realize these people are around. They're right here.
They are. Yeah.
Like that's literally because we could have lost all the people just by not even recognizing that they're here showing up, putting in work faithfully. Like there has to be a mutual respect amongst everybody.
What about after that?
After which part?
After going from place to place to place.
After going from place to place to place and praying and begging to Allah, the universe, the freaking divine creator for office space.
And through that we were putting in thousands of hours. We was thousands of USD.
We were going to court. I remember we were still going to court with Moors, and I was printing everything, out
of the car.
All the documents, printing it at my house. Yep, signing documents in cars.
Yep. In the middle of July, all the windows up, talking for a half an hour to an hour with Moors, so the papers won't fly away. It was terrible.
And then Europeans complaining about us being in
the library.
Just because we're.
Then they started booking the rooms out of us. We couldn't get the rooms.
Yeah. Then they started making us fill out paperwork. We never did that before.
Yep. They started putting in other there was one library, beautiful. We were in it from the time they opened to the time they closed.
No one ever booked the room.
No one ever booked the room.
Except for us.
And then they started asking for paperwork.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden it was booked all the time.
I remember we called Cujo because we couldn't even get a library for that Saturday. We called Cujo like, yo, what are we supposed to do? Because now they're not even letting us get to freaking libraries now. And then I was like, I see why the prophet said he had to go around his elbow to get to his thumb to get anything done in this government.
Yeah.
Because they were literally stopping us from going to public libraries. Yeah. Like just because it was when I started wearing my fez too.
Yep. That was every single. Hold on, let me get the book.
Yep.
That was every single library.
Yep. As soon as I started putting on my fez, they started giving us a little bit of pushback. The people are waiting for you.
So after that, you started looking at office spaces. You're like, we got to get an office, and I was still scared because I was like, do we have enough stable people coming?
Yeah.
To really take on the expense of an office.
Which we didn't.
No, we didn't.
we did not.
Didn't. And it was literally like, I remember I went to bed one night and I was like, you know what? Once in a lifetime, you gotta take a leap. So yeah, it's gonna be like more than we could afford, but let's just do it. So we started the hunt for space. Do you want to talk about the stuff that we were doing?
What?
Looking to the ancestors and
the rituals. No, I'm not talking about that.
We requested help from ancestors, and we were like, if it works, it works. So there was that, and then
it worked.
It worked.
Exactly, specifically what we asked for.
So
exactly,
we literally sat down, me, you, and Juju.
Yep.
And we wrote down what we wanted.
Don't say on what though.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be specific, but we wrote down what we wanted, and we basically put it out into the universe, like, help us help our people, and exactly what was requested came. So
want me to give specifics on what exactly was requested?
Before that, you said, okay, you requested more members or a larger body or something like to that effect, and that happened right away. Yeah.
Want to talk about what exactly we asked for?
Yeah, go ahead.
We asked for a space where we can do this business, where it could function as a temple, and that they did not require any social security numbers. They would accept our Moorish IDs, and they wouldn't ask for anything except for that, and they would accept our what's that called? Our financial sheets from the website as valid proof that we are making finances to support this place. That's exactly what we got.
Yep.
And our Moorish names are on the documents. No driver's license, no social security number.
No, nothing.
They gave us the keys.
Yep.
And then, before, when we showed interest in the place, we met the people. We was like, yeah, we like it. They said, they'll call us back or whatever. I don't know how long it was. It was like 2 days, 3 days. Was it a day? And I was like, we need to go. We need to go. We need to go.
It was funny because there's a neighboring office across the hall, and we spoke to the guy, and we hit it off the first day. And we sat with him for hours after we seen the place and just talked. And he was like, I think we'll be really good neighbors. And then after that, a couple days after that, you were anxious about waiting. Yeah. And you're like, let's just show up to the place.
Because right, the universe would be like, there it is. Are you gonna go get it now? Because the universe showed it to us. Right? He was the most welcoming person that we met out of all the places that we looked at. Yeah, that's true. So like, and then we would always have conversations about, when the universe, you have to give the universe a vehicle to give you what you're asking for. I mean, it's not just gonna be like, here you go.
Yeah. So if you're asking for prosperity or like just to expand or whatever, don't only put it out there that you want it.
Actively go get it.
Create a vehicle for it to happen.
So we was literally sitting in your car, in your vehicle, talking about how we need an office space. This is yet another space that we looked at. The other space that we looked at, they seemed interested. Then we kept emailing them, and then they just stopped talking to us. And it was because Mercury was in retrograde, so we didn't want to sign any contracts during that time period. So we waited until after the retrograde and said, like, what's up, blah, 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 blah. Then they never responded. Yeah. So then it was with this place, it was like, all right, this place is not that great, but it's great. Yeah. And then we were sitting in your car. I forgot what we were doing.
We were literally just sitting. We used to sit and manifest.
I'm pretty sure we were trying to do something.
No, man, but we used to talk.
I'm pretty sure we were on our way to go somewhere or something like that. And I was like, let's just stop by to see what's up. So we pulled up, the door was unlocked, we ended up talking to him, got the keys that day.
Yep. Literally.
Because we showed interest.
Got the keys before we even signed papers. We're in here for a while before we even, like, that's how much the universe wanted to support us.
Not wanted, did.
Yeah. Insane.
But before that, we was library to library, bouncing around.
Like, honestly.
What are some of your highlights so far?
Highlights on the whole journey?
Yeah.
It was definitely maybe not. I was too stressed out when we first got the place, but the first time that I seen the place full, that just was a major highlight to me because I was like, okay, we can do this. Like it validated that we put this burden on ourselves.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, we're gonna be okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then another highlight was the first time we had like a big class. Like
that's when Cujo was supposed to come, right?
No, it was before that. We had like a room full of Moors, and I was just like, oh crap! Like it got to the point where remember we had to come out of the small rooms, and we needed a big room. That was the second highlight.
Oh yeah, and then we met that Liberian judge.
Yep.
And those Asians who knew that they were Moors.
And then definitely going to the law library with all those Moors. That was a highlight. But I never thought I would see the day where there's a bunch of Asians.
That is everywhere.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Another highlight was going to court with Tuza. All those Moors showed up. That was beautiful. What else? And just all talking to all the fans all over the world and sending packages all over the world. Like not just in
not packages, books and stuff like that.
Yeah.
There's more
word. Yeah, selling books.
Yeah.
Sending them all over. Yeah, those are, and honestly, sitting in the car and dreaming about, what we could do and putting it into action.
My highlight, when my mom walked in the temple.
Yeah, that was dope.
Yeah,
she came on her own too. No,
we didn't even know she was going on. You know what I'm saying?
You were like, oh, hey,
Mom. When I first was asked to go to the House of Ram, I was so nervous for 2 weeks.
You were. You couldn't
2
sit
weeks.
still.
Nervous.
You were like annoying nervous. You're like, what am I gonna say? What am I gonna write? I don't know. And I'm like, you do this every Saturday.
I know. And I used to get nervous every Saturday.
I know. No, there was a point where you were cool. And then people started showing up and you're like, oh man. Mm-hmm.
But then once people started smacking me with questions, I got more comfortable, like, oh, I do know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Because it's one thing, and this is my old issue with Moors who are behind the camera and they're either alone in their room or whatever, by themselves, just talking.
Mm-hmm.
It's easy to do that. Mm-hmm. It's easy to pre-write everything on the board, and then blah, 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 blah. I act like I know something, and if I forget. And then because you go to here, and you don't really make the connections, you just make leaps because the listener don't know as much as you. So you seem like you know what you're talking about, and they can't even ask you a question in person. And then if they do online or whatever, well, we're not talking. We're not going to get that deep because they're acting like they know something when they really don't.
You know what? That's
so. My point was something about I have a greater respect for people who teach like in front of actual human beings.
Yeah.
Because then those human beings can hit you. Like remember when those Asians came and they were slapping me with all the hard questions.
Uh-huh.
And then I was able to just answer to the best of my ability.
Yep.
And there was even times when I had to say I don't know because I didn't.
Yeah.
And they respected that.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That was a highlight.
I think that's one of the reasons our group
I used to ask questions all class.
We would come like a machine gun. I think that's one of the greatest things about our group because we're together and because we're always talking. Like outside of the camera, like we're always talking about like concepts and understanding and getting clarification. Yeah, and then that helps our group grow mentally. So there's such a great benefit from being around each other that helps you understand what you're reading or dispel what somebody else's poor information is, and it really helps. And it's nice to see when visitors come in and they have a question, the group is starting to be more active in having conversations with people and helping them.
Because
it used to be like a line following you to the bathroom for questions.
Little ducklings.
Yeah, if you notice, since we got this space, it's more dispersed. It's conversations happening.
Yep.
It's beautiful because there's so many people in class that can answer the questions.
That used to be so draining.
Yeah, I remember.
I used to just fall asleep for like.
Yeah.
I had to.
You literally would sleep through me editing.
I had to.
Yeah.
Like it was so draining. And then like all I could think about, and still, all I could think about is more stuff. I can't think I can't. I try. I don't want to think about it.
Yeah.
To me, there's nothing else to.
That's
our land is occupied right now.
Yeah.
By foreigners, and we're suffering because of it. And we're suffering because we don't know who we are. And we're suffering because we're inactive. To me, there's nothing else. There's nothing else to talk about.
Yeah.
Besides, when we're joking and we talked about more stuff all day, so there's nothing else to talk about. Another highlight is when we went to Chicago. Unfortunately, you weren't there, and it was a 15-hour trip.
Yeah, you guys freaking booked it without me.
By automobile.
You're like, the trip's tomorrow. You coming or not?
That was Chicago was amazing. I love Chicago. Well, I think we were only there for 3 days, but there was just Asiatics owning businesses. Yeah. It's not like that out here.
Yeah, Asiatics don't really own anything.
They had vegan shops. They had everything.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, this is really. It was windy as hell. It was so windy.
That was just disrespectful.
And so cold. It was rude. Well, I get why Chicago said. I get why the prophet said, so this is Chicago. Like, when you get there, you're like, oh, so this is it.
How do you keep a fez on in Chicago? How do you keep that on here?
I don't know. You constantly do this.
It's always hard. Do you want to
I want to go back to Chicago. I had a dream.
I want to go.
About the prophet, and in this dream, he was wearing that.
Yeah.
That curtain that he's wearing when he's sitting on the chair. The picture's all blurry.
Yeah, but I'm just saying we got the prophet.
Oh, I was like, what are you doing that?
Where?
I had a dream. The prophet was in that, and he pointed to like this portal. This would look like. No, just a Lord. It was like it was like that, and Unity Hall was in the middle. And then, like, I remember in the dream, I can't remember if he used his finger or he used a knife hand in the Marines, but he did that like vigorously, or with emphasis, or whatever you want to call it. And then in my mind, in the dream, I was hearing, don't forget, or like, don't lose sight of the goal, or don't get off your mission, or whatever.
Do you want to
and like when we went to Chicago, we literally went to Unity Hall, and I seen how big it was. Like in that picture, it looks like it's just like a little
it looks like a brownstone.
That shit is huge, like huge. like if this is like the front of the building, like the street going that way, the building goes all the way down to the next street, and then there's parking.
Dang.
Like it's huge.
Do you want to show them around the rest of the space?
Oh yeah. Yeah. So the trip to Chicago was another highlight.
Let me take this off the stand.
Bouncing around.
That's yours.
Big bills.
So this is basically the office that me and Jamal. This is Jamal's office that he kicked me out of.
No, she's lying.
Oh my! Yeah, my desk
I'm gonna need the 8 to.
My tattoo's coming in tomorrow.
This is where the painters paint.
Mm-hmm.
This is the art studio.
So this is
With Morse contains.
yeah. Literally, came to us and was like, "Yo, I need some space to make things happen," and we were able to accommodate.
This is paint factory. This is where we do all the paint stuff. Pull-ups.
This thing is so scary.
I put it together myself.
This is the room that you guys always see online.
Flags. All the different flags.
Hmm. So.
Want to show the kitchen?
No.
TV grill.
No.
Snacks.
That behind the black curtain is a mess of snacks.
It's all vegan though.
Yeah, it is. But yeah, this is what you guys normally see.
Yes, that is a sword.
The sword, the filing cabinet, where the business happens. And this is where Jamal teaches class.
This is where I stand.
Yeah. It's funny to think like this is a whole space, and to know people online only ever see this one room from this one angle. Yeah. But if you guys want to send flags to rep the Americans, do so.
So, back to the track. I didn't even like that. What other highlights do I have? Definitely go to court. Definitely like for legal situation. I got arrested and let go. That's a highlight for me.
Was there ever moments where like you thought like, okay, where are we gonna go from here?
What do you mean?
Like this is not gonna work.
No, I never felt like it was never gonna work. My only fear is the extent that I'm willing to go to make this work. That's my only fear. And that's literally only has to do with me controlling myself. That's it. Like, me fighting for my own freedom. Because I'm basically willing to do whatever it is to be free. And that's just the honest truth. But like when I was arrested the first time, I got a license. I was afraid only because I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know how long I was going to be sitting in that cell. My family didn't know where I was. I was going to Connecticut to visit a woman. So like my intentions for going down there weren't even where they should have been in the first place. So kind of, well, this is what I get. It was just a bad situation. It was bad. Not bad like, no, I'm an adult. She was an adult, so it wasn't bad. It was just like I knew, chasing after lower self stuff, I shouldn't have been doing that anyway. Because at the time I was still working on me, still trying to do my own thing with the books and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So, like, because I had glass in my arm and it was cold. I was in a lot of pain. And then, I don't know. It was weird. It was weird because, like, I had to leave my body with my mind because I didn't like where I was. I felt trapped. Because I was trapped. I was in a cell.
Yeah.
But then, this guy that I met at AS220, which is like a poetry place here, met him one time, and he drove all the way to Connecticut at like 5 in the morning, which was like an hour and a half away.
Dang.
Picked me up out of jail, drove me back, and he wouldn't even take gas money. He was Asiatic.
Wow.
And then I came home early in the morning, and like I felt sick for 3 days. Like I felt violated for 3 days.
Yeah.
And I was thinking like, why do I feel this way?
Mm-hmm.
I was like, well, that's because you just got taken by foreigners for no reason. They treated you like a criminal. You didn't do anything wrong.
Mm-hmm.
That's why, like in the video, see, I'm saying, I was in the United States Marine Corps, and this is how you're gonna treat me? Like,
mm-hmm.
That's crazy. That's literally crazy to me.
Yeah.
I couldn't even fathom it.
There's no value to
humans.
Anything.
Yeah.
Anything. No respect for anything.
Yeah.
No respect that you were once in the same position.
Mm-hmm.
No respect for that you're an Aboriginal, an indigenous to this land, and they're foreigners. No respect for anything.
And I just wanted to see, like, if I say I'm a veteran, what are they gonna do?
Mm-hmm.
That don't mean nothing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it didn't make you more relatable at all.
No.
Because the point of the matter is you're
they got
a
guns.
different nationality. They got guns.
Yeah. So like I had to realize, the reason why my spirit felt violated is because it was.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt weak, I felt helpless. Because there's this whole system of people on this one mindset of suppressing us. There's nothing that one person can do about it.
Mm-hmm.
And me being an Aries, I don't like to feel like I can't do things.
Like you're not in control.
Yeah, like I'm not free. Like it literally
Mm-hmm.
messes with me. So like I'm like, yo, I didn't do anything.
Mm-hmm.
I did nothing wrong. I hurt no one.
Mm-hmm.
They treated me like this. And it took a lot. It took a lot for me, like mentally, emotionally, and like my soul just felt. It didn't feel right.
Yeah.
Like it felt like I can't even explain it. But that's a highlight for me.
Yeah.
It's not a good one. It's not a bad one either, because
was that like a breaking point where you're like, okay,
nah,
I'm gonna do something?
To me, it was just a huge lesson. Because then when I was arrested again and I was thrown in the cell,
mm-hmm.
it wasn't that bad.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, just leave again.
Yeah.
I'll just take my mind, go somewhere else,
mm-hmm.
and then come back into my body. And then that's what I did. I was in a suit because I was in court. And took my jacket off, I sat crossed in the middle of the cell. It was just...
what's funny? That's the same thing Khalifa told me. He was like, he said it was struggle until he decided to find a peace in his own mind.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. Yeah, that's a value in itself, taking care of yourself mentally, to just be alone sometimes and build up your mental strength.
Mm-hmm. To be alone.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Because a lot of people don't know how to be alone.
No,
they also don't even know who they are. They can't exist without having to listen to music, without noise going. Like, why do you want all that noise? Why do you want loud and noise all the time?
Yeah.
Just shut up.
Yeah.
Just shut up.
At certain family members' houses, like when I go to, I'm like, okay, I have to prepare myself to be in a noisy environment. Like I've turned off the TV so that we can talk and not talk over it because nobody's watching it, and it'll get turned back on.
This. What else? What other highlights?
I don't know, but we had a
going to court
journey so far, and
going to court.
No signs of stopping.
Going to court. Oh yeah, it's always a highlight when we go to court, and Amor says something, and these Europeans just. They don't even know what to do. What I used to these niggers sounding like this. That's what they think. Like Amor turned the page in the courtroom.
Oh my god!
And the judge was like, "Stop all that!"
Because she was looking for anything to stop the procedure. Because she was just like, dang, she was nervous and sweating for this man to come back up and speak and represent himself. Because literally, he turned the paper and she's like, "Please let me just find something to kick him out."
She would start over. And she was doing it was crazy.
Because she was so nervous that he came back. He literally was reading from a notebook to prepare when he was gonna stand up.
Mm-hmm.
And while she was dealing with the case before him, he turned the page silently. Nobody turned their head. Nobody noticed it. He's sitting in the back row, and she said, "You need to get that paper out of
here." What? Oh, yeah, everyone tried to give him the red pen, and everyone lost their mind.
Yeah.
Yo, it's a pen. We got searched before we got in here. It's a pen. The attorneys want to fight us.
Anything but the red one. Oh, yeah.
The attorneys want to fight us.
They're like, you don't let the soup fool you. Oh, Lord.
What else? What other adventures have you gone? Went to the State House.
Yeah.
You know, it was also when I went to City Hall and I found the governor's mortgage discharge.
That was.
They do
that was
this.
Gold.
They do this.
That was gold.
No one can say they don't do it. The governor does it. She did it.
Yeah. That was insane.
Another highlight. I like going to Delaware. It was fun. I just like being around Moors.
Yeah. That's probably the best part about getting the spaces. Having
Moors come.
Yeah, having a location where people can come and like.
And we leave when we want to.
Yeah. Yeah. Like it's 10:52. We have class tomorrow, and we still.
You can be here as late as you
Yeah.
want. Come here as early as you want.
Yeah.
Don't matter. No restrictions.
Yep. All right. We've been on for like an hour almost.
Really?
Yeah.
Does the people have questions?
No, they're just talking about something far left.
We have a long journey ahead of us.
Yeah. I really don't think
even now
way there.
I still feel like I'm seeing things on a whole nother level now.
A whole nother level.
Like before.
Oh, you don't know that joke. That's between me and Juju. Never mind. Later.
Throwing you all off track. Before, I used to question all the time, like, how did the prophet do it? How did he do it? How did he do it? How did he do it? Mm-hmm. Literally, like it says in the 101s, how did he begin, to uplift only humanity? By teaching Moors how to be themselves. It literally starts with teaching people. That's it. Mm-hmm. Anything past that right now ain't really it. Yeah. Because if the people don't know, then what are you doing?
Yeah.
But there's so much for them to know. There's so much for us to know. That's why in the Quran it says, there's still much wisdom for us to know. There's just so much information that we need to know. Oh, another thing I learned was just be careful with the people that are around you. Mm. Especially the ones like trying to get close to you. Mm-hmm. Like, what are you trying to get close to?
It's funny, the ones that we got really close to are the ones that are like just basically on their own path. Yeah. And then we just, on a parallel next to each other, but not in each other's lane.
Yeah.
Like the more that's painting in the next office, he just comes, uses the space, we chat, hang out, we go out to eat, but he's more so become like family because it's yeah. He's literally a part of the community.
Yeah. He's the one who brought all the snacks. Ellie, we gave him an award.
Yeah.
He said his name, Ellie Belly Folk Belly.
Yeah. He's been with us for a long time. Picked up and moved out here for community. And that was when we didn't have to work to get close to. He sees voids and he fills them.
As soon as he came here, he was like, how do I help?
Yep.
Relax.
Yep.
We're not at that level yet. We're not at a building yet. We're in a library right now.
Or that's funny because for a long time we weren't taking money from anybody. We still really aren't.
And good thing. Because when I say be careful more,
yeah.
People eager to give you money.
Yeah.
People eager to give you this, eager to give you that, eager to do, like, don't take none of it.
Yeah. Even the only thing we take, which goes towards the building, so the Morse can use it 24/7. Well, not 24/7. We gotta sleep. But it's the $10. Yeah, $10 per class.
That's it.
Yeah, that's all. And
Don't take nothing.
yeah, we were like, okay, we made the decision not to take anything until we were ready for what we were gonna spend it on. So
like administration.
Yeah.
Like paper and staples and ink. Oh my. But yeah, I think that's a huge lesson.
Yeah.
Don't take anything. Don't take any sexual favors. Don't do it. Trust me, don't do it. Offers will come. Don't take it. Don't take gifts. Unless it's from family or people you know.
Yeah.
Strangers, don't do it.
Yeah.
I don't want to say it's a trap, but it's a trap. You know what I mean? Like, it could potentially be a trap.
Yeah, that's hard to
you have to know, you have to be able to see people's intentions to a certain extent.
Yeah, and make a decision for yourself.
But don't be rude.
Why do you need this?
Yeah, don't be rude. You don't have to be rude by saying no.
Yeah.
Just don't do it.
Yeah, we've gotten huge offers and we're just like, well, our body does not need that at the moment because we don't have a place or something to spend it on. But if you want to facilitate, bring food for the Moors, if you want to, you take that action and contribute to the community.
Yeah. I don't think people see like how small contributions are huge contributions.
Yeah.
Like Moors, like Adriano gave us red pens. You know how fast Moors run through red pens?
Yeah.
Everyone's pocketing them.
Yeah. Because they're like,
it's goddamn. All war with red pens.
Yeah.
He gave us paper. Like all that matters. You don't have to.
Yeah.
You don't have to give us.
Moors get to print on that. And,
When their children come, give them scrap paper.
Yep. So they can draw.
So they're busy. It don't have to be crazy. It don't have to be fiat at all. You can.
Yeah.
It can be something.
Those are the ones.
Value.
Always the ones I'm like, okay, how am I gonna politely say no, thank you, or if you like, Adriano gave this power strip. I was so happy to have that. And it was just one he had laying around, an extra one. I was so happy to have that.
Yeah.
And we didn't need the money for it. We didn't need $1 million. He's just like, I see you guys need power strip.
You're struggling in here.
Yeah. All right. We should end it.
No, I don't want to end it.
Yeah, but somebody's waiting to talk to us.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Working everything.
Thank you for speaking with us.
For tuning in. Who, me?
No, I'm talking to everybody. What?
Oh, like, what are you thinking me for?
You be here all the time.
That's right. Exposing me.
Oh, somebody said I'm in Connecticut looking for a group. We're at 23 Acorn Street, Providence, RI 02903. 3rd floor.
But look, yeah, Connecticut is part of the Narragansett Confederation.
Yep. And just so you know, we're definitely here on Saturdays, 12:30 to till all types of hours of the night.
Until the Moors leave.
Yeah. Yeah.
This Sunday, March 24th, I'll be in Harlem, New York.
Where's that at? Do you remember off the top? Hold on.
It's on the flyer that's on Instagram and our Facebook.
Yes.
Excuse me.
You will be from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. at the New Amsterdam Music Association. Yeah. 107 West 130. And this is in Harlem.
This Sunday, March 24th.
The New Amsterdam Music Association. And that's from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. Donations at the door.
Moore's pull up. Pull up.
Pull up, pull up. And if you need if you lose that information, it's on Instagram. Guys and Moore's.
Or just watch this video again.
Yep. All right, sign out because we still got some things to do.
I don't want to.
We have to.
All right, Moore's. I'll see y'all
Tomorrow
and Sunday.
All right.
Peace.